My role as final speaker is really to help you bring those strands together and take action, because the last thing I want is for Dee and Debbie to be announcing this conference next year and for you to be just dusting off your notes and saying, oh, what did I do? What did I plan to do? Did I do any of it? Actually, what I want you to be saying is actually that was transformational, that helped me step forward in leaps and bounds. So yes, I'm called the Rocking Your Role Woman because I wrote a book which came out at the end of June. And why did I write that book? Well, about 6 years ago, I started my business, Reflection Associates, which is a leadership and coaching consultancy. At that same point, my husband, who was an accountant, decided to follow his dream, which was to work with young people, disaffected young people. So his salary went right down because there's not a lot of money in helping young people, and my salary escalated. And that meant that I was thrust into the position of being the female breadwinner. On paper, it sounds fantastic because actually I wasn't in a dire position. There are some horrible things, and I think I just shared with you the not so positive side of it. But there are some fantastic things about being the female breadwinner. I did some research about what those are and captured them in my book. I'm going to share 4 of them with you today, which I think help women, help men and help families. Because one of the big things that I've found is that actually if you look at my Amazon reviews, they're mostly from men who are finding the book so interesting, inspirational, and helping them to understand the lives of women and what women go through. Sometimes those closer to us know the buttons to press, don't they? They know where that guilt bit button's hidden. Mine's round here somewhere. And those closer to me just know what to say and what to do to sometimes make me feel a bit guilty. So I would say I'm a work in progress. I definitely do not feel guilty most of the time, but there are still occasional twinges. So how can we ditch the guilt? Well, for me, it's about trusting. Trust that to be happy, you don't have to be unhappy. Trusting that actually, if your family or your friends or those closest to you need you, that they will actually tell you, and that you don't need to be second guessing them. Trusting that what you're doing is the right thing. So for me, there's something about replacing guilt with trust. What I've seen are wonderful, proud, strong lionesses in this room. I can see you all doing it. You might not be doing it outwardly, but I see it inside. And actually, I think we've all probably grown at least an inch today, which I'm really happy about today, because we've grown by being with each other, by thinking about what makes us strong and confident. Who's got one? I think you need to admit it, it's everyone in the room. How big is yours? Yeah, it's forever growing, I know mine is. But what shouldn't you be doing? What's that thing that gets in the way of the to-do list that you've written to make sure you do what you're going to do today? For me, it's often, don't check my emails 500 times a day, yeah? It might be just check them a couple of times. Don't get distracted by social media. When I work from home, don't start putting the washing on and start thinking about tidying up the house. You know, those are the things on my don't do list. Who has me time? Good, wonderful. So I think maybe 50–60% of the room. I think if you don't invest in yourself, that is a selfish act. Because if you don't, everyone's relying on you. How can you help anyone else? How can you make a difference? How can you put your all into what you do if you do not invest in you? You've all inspired each other. It's all within you to make it happen. Don't come out of here and sabotage yourself with monkeys or guilt or any of that. Ditch it right now and ensure that you make the difference. Because what I'd love to do is see you all rocking your roles in life and work. So thank you so much for listening, everyone. It's been fabulous. Thank you.